Okay.
We're running. Hello everyone.
Hi.
We thought we'd just do a quick video to show you kind of where we're up to and the direction that we're heading in. It probably won't come as a surprise to a lot of you that you may have thought of some of these ideas before that we're going to show you.
We've shown a couple
We've shown
of
the
people.
And they've kind of like gone,
I've been thinking about that
I've
for a
thought
while.
about that, or I've talked about that before. These things are cropping up. That's a really good thing, actually.
That's what we get from hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. So, without further ado, we're going to just get on and show you some of this work now.
Okay, so basically we sort of want to show you the interaction framework at a really high level, and it's really simple. There's kind of only three main components to it. The first component is header, which some of you might have seen. This isn't actually the current version, but it's a header that you would have seen being tested as part of crowdsourcing usability for this round one.
Yep.
The second element is overlay window. That's just one kind of bit of an example. And the third element is inline editing, being able to actually edit stuff onto the website directly.
Go on. That's so fiddly.
Come on, Mark, quickly. Okay, so they're kind of the three main parts of it, and obviously there's lots and lots of detail that has to get worked through into all of those things. So we're looking at, what are the elements that go on the header and how does it navigate, all of the different bits and pieces. But let's run through just kind of really quickly how it might work from a user scenario perspective. So let's log into our admin system, Mark. We're going to administer the Guardian. So we go guardian.co.uk/admin or something kind of like that. We'll put in our login credentials and then we get our header. Up the top, we've got global navigation along the top, and then this kind of level of buttony type things here would be configurable per role or user, or we're not exactly sure yet, but it would be customized to your specific needs.
Yep.
And you'd also see a dashboard, which also would be customized to your specific needs, depending on who you are, what you're doing, what sort of tasks you're doing all the time, what you're interested in. Adding content.
So you click add at the top here.
Yep.
And you get an overlay.
Ta-da! Overlay appears, and you'd fill in the different form elements there depending on what content type you're adding, and you'd be away. Now, I guess the reason that we're going with the overlay here is that we don't want to abstract people completely away from their website. This is our make an admin look like an admin, let me know where I am kind of principle. But one of the great things about Drupal is that a lot of the time you maintain a connection with the site that you're actually working on while you're working on it, and we wanted to keep that. So the overlay gives us the indication that says you're doing admin things now, but it reminds us what we're doing it for. Yeah, so that's overlay. So I'd go in, add all this stuff, hit publish or whatever, and then I get a little message saying that it's been published, and voila. There's my article on The Guardian that I've just published using Drupal.
Yep.
Oh my god, typo.
So you go up to the top again, and you click edit. Then all of the regions of the page become editable, some of the regions. So you go find the bit of content that you want to edit, click on it, and then
your little editing toolbox comes up.
Bunch of tabs.
In you go, fix your typo, and then save that, and then
you're done.
Problem solved. Now obviously some of these things over here are going to be different types of content, so they may be views, they may be blocks, they could be all kinds of things. You're not going to edit those inline in quite the same way. You probably click on that, and then an appropriate editor would come up in an overlay, and you'd be able to not add but edit whatever it is that you were looking at. So that kind of, in a nutshell, is how it works. And if you extrapolate that out across all of the different things that you do with your content management system, then then we think that it's going to work. Okay, so here's this other thing that's not quite so simple. In fact, it's really complicated. But we're really excited about it. If we can make this work, then we think that it could be a really useful, really exciting feature for Drupal, and certainly something that we've not seen anywhere else in the content managing landscape. And essentially what it is a direct manipulation tool to help people build, organise their site and the pages on their site without having to understand the nitty-gritty of how Drupal itself actually works. And we've kind of drawn inspiration from some diagramming tools, kind of like Visio, Omnigraphically, Photoshoppy, and even to a certain extent Google Maps, believe it or not. And we think it's got potential, but there's lots and lots of questions that you could ask us that we won't know the answers to yet. We're still working
through it. This is kind of...
Okay, that was a crap take anyway. Yeah. So, this is what it looks like. Over on this side, you've got a kind of a palette of sites, template sites, and also template pages using our lovely paper tabs. And you can take those and drag them over onto this area here, which is kind of a little bit of a grid layout. So for example, if I drag that over here and onto About, I'd get a new page that lived as a child under About. So there's kind of a sense of hierarchy there, and maybe some way of sort of creating navigation, but again, this is stuff that we're sort of working through. This gives you a sense of all of the bits that comprise your site, and then you can click on one of those, and that would take you through to an editing tool, that would let you sort of look at all of the components that make up your page. So a combination of navigation and different blocks perhaps, and maybe content types. Over here again we've got the palette. We've got blocks on this palette at the moment, so you could potentially drag blocks over there to create the structure, the grid layout of your site, of your page rather. And then potentially I can click on one of those elements, so I could click on the navigation and see a navigation editor, or I could click on a block and see a block editor, and a block editor might look kind of like that, and I could go in and edit the different components that go in that block and save it, and then go back down to this level and sort of play around with things again, delete things, change the order of things in navigation, all of that kind of thing. You don't have to go through that layer to get to editing blocks. You know, as we talked about before with the edit mode, you'd be able to select a block from the site and then launch your block editor from the site there as well. So this is kind of a tool which is around building and organising and structuring and kind of just getting your sense of the site as an overall structure, which is why our header has got kind of that information architecture label on it at the moment, which will, I think, fairly certainly change. But that's kind of what we're thinking about. These are the things that information architects do, and we need to translate the technical aspect of that and the information architecture aspect of that, and put that together into an environment that kind of normal people who don't know nodes from neighbours can get in and do what they need to do and build sophisticated, complex sites without having to be developers or information architects.
Yep.
So that's it.
In a nutshell, that's it.
Where have you gone, Mark?
I'm here.
There you are.
In a nutshell, that's kind of it. That's the higher level concept. That's one idea we're working on at the moment. There's still an awful lot of thinking and working to do on that to make it a little more.
But the easy things are easy. The header, the inline editing, the overlay, adding content, managing content, doing all of that stuff. The things that a lot of people have to do a lot of the time are really simple. Yep. This is more complicated. This is a bit of a challenge.
Yep.
We're up for it. We're gonna explore it. But that's it. That's the concept as it stands at the moment. Yeah. We're going to keep working on this. We want to get some feedback from you. We're going to continue doing crowdsourced usability testing. So if you have any doubts about this, the best way to do that is get involved in crowdsourced usability testing and actually put this in front of people and see what people really do with it. Yay! Talk to you soon.